Good morning, Michiana. Welcome to ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard. We've been on top of those new and developing stories for you overnight.
I do have a copy, though, of the 2014 Fighting Irish roster. The four in question, they are on it.
Since the last time we spoke this morning, it was very dark out here. Earlier this morning, of course, now the sun's starting to rise. I'll move my camera a little bit here to my right, and you can see, the sun really coming up here in New Jersey.
And another big difference for a lot of you Fighting Irish fans out there is right over my right shoulder here. You can see a big video board. There are 4 of them inside this stadium, so of course fans in all of the seats all the way up to the very top be able to catch all of the action here from inside MetLife Stadium.
And the Fighting Irish football team, of course, is returning home this weekend. They're coming off back-to-back road trip wins to take on the number 14 Stanford Cardinal. And ABC 57's Emily Evans examines that young offense and how they're remaining successful so far this year.
And reporter Emily Pritchard from our affiliate WBND joins us live. Emily, what are authorities saying? Is he now on foot? And as I understand, you're in the area where that car was located?
That's right, Susan, I am. They are looking for him here on foot. They're actually going door to door in this neighborhood behind me. You can see a long line of police cars here, but those officers are on foot going door to door looking for the suspect, 40-year-old Michael David Elliott. Well, I spent a couple of days on Indiana University's South Bend's campus using phone apps to track the online traffic.
I don't have to actually type I'm at Northside Hall for you to know exactly where I am. I'll send this tweet now, and if your phone location is turned on, you can almost immediately open an app called Tweets Nearby and see that I'm not alone. This is probably my favorite story of the morning so far. One Washington state town is cracking down on BO. Last month, the city of Berrien passed an ordinance banning certain behaviors in public places. Visitors to the city parks, city hall, and even the library are prohibited from using obscene language, pretty common. Not wearing enough clothing, even common, but this one, having poor hygiene, is another one. Offenders can be barred from the public place for 1 year, and city officials say the measure is necessary to protect the public from foul smells.
Unfortunately, have such a bodily odor that it's very hard for other patrons to physically be in that same space.
I'm kind of intrigued on what it
For
does
a
smell
year.
like there. 1 year. Yeah, our affiliate KIRO talked with the American Civil Liberties Union. Now, the ACLU actually believes the ordinance is unconstitutional because it appears to single out homeless people.
You were on the committee, I believe, grilling GM. I think once you called the findings on the automaker's internal investigation deeply disgusting. They've made more recalls this past week. What was your reaction to
Well,
hearing that?
I tell you, you'll remember the Ford Firestone issue about a decade ago.
A tree the width of the front door actually crumbled from the top to the bottom, and the owner tells me it started out the same height as a tree next to it.
In developing out of South Bend, police, they were called out to take care of a domestic dispute that turned violent. It happened late last night around 11:30 in the 1300 block of Liston Street. That's on the city's west side. And ABC 57's Eric Cox, he joins us live from there this morning. He's been working to get new information on this story. Eric?
It's hard to believe it hasn't even been a week yet since we lost Assistant Fire Chief Jamie Middlebrook. And we know this funeral service today, it took about an hour and a half, but it's hard to even count or imagine the number of seconds or minutes that Jamie Middlebrook gave to not only the new Carlisle community, but the Michiana community as a whole, giving himself and, of course, giving up the ultimate sacrifice last Tuesday evening.
This spot along East Michigan Street, the fire station in New Carlisle, was a second home to 20-year veteran Assistant Fire Chief Jamie Middlebrook. Last Tuesday, Middlebrook left the station to fight his last fire. Crews were called to an excavating and septic business, KFEX, around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's near the St. Joseph-LaPorte County line. Luckily, no employees were inside, according to the owners. The flames at that pole barn, they were massive. Our cameras caught a fireball erupting from that building. And to fight those flames, 17 different departments across Michiana rushed to the scene. A Mayday call did go out, and when the roof collapsed, 2 firefighters were reported missing. Firefighter Matt O'Donnell was found with a fracture to his right ankle and was treated at a hospital. The other, Jamie Middlebrook, never left the scene, giving his life to protect his community. The man, husband, son, and volunteer will always be remembered in this town and station he called home.
Here Today at Bethel College, celebrating Middlebrook's life and everything he gave to the new Carlisle community. A strong message from the ceremony today is that of service, something that Middlebrook held very highly, and of course giving back. Brian?
You know, I was there on the corner of Bethel, right as it left campus, basically, and I was surrounded by a couple there, a few firefighters, some public safety, police officers and whatnot, and one woman was there, and she just she was clapping the whole time, and you know, kept saying thank you, and smiling throughout. And you know, it really was something to maybe uplift your spirits. Obviously, there are moments that are heartbreaking, but you know, she really looked at it as, you know, a moment where the community was coming together, and she just kept, you know, saying thank you, and what a beautiful sight it was for all these people to be there. You know, now we're learning 160 emergency vehicles. I mean, it's just almost hard to fathom. That's bigger than most car lots. And you know, we're looking at some of those images now coming of that procession, and you know, for me, just to look down and see the rows and rows of flashing lights truly, you know, kind of hit me in my gut a little bit. Here's something you might be into. The Weather Channel is revealing its list of storm names for this winter. Now, it is a bit controversial of a practice because no U.S. weather agency names winter storms, and the Weather Channel kind of makes up the rules as it goes. Some notable names we could see this winter include Astro, Hector, Juno, and Pandora. Now, a lot of names have their roots in Greek or Roman mythology. You would think we're talking storms, you know, big and bad. You would think Zeus or Hercules would be on that list. As we mentioned, a cool morning to be outside. More than a dozen people are heading down to Indy this morning, but they are doing it on just 2 wheels.
Yeah, that's going to heat them up quickly. They are biking more than 500 miles, all to raise money for Hoosier families of American heroes.
Deputies in Kosciuszko County say a husband stabbed his wife yesterday and is now on the run. They are looking for 35-year-old Avundio Lozano. They say he used a kitchen knife during an argument to stab his wife several times at the Green Acres Mobile Home Park in Warsaw. His wife has cuts on her arm and puncture wounds to her cheek and face. She is in serious but stable condition this morning. If you know where Lozano might be, please call the Kosciuszko County Sheriff's Department. And are you prepared? And is your family? September is nationally recognized as Emergency Preparedness Month, and ABC 57 is working for you this morning to make sure that you are ready if an emergency would strike. Our Brandon Pope joins us live at the Red Cross in South Bend this morning with some tips to keep you guys safe. Good morning, Brandon. A scary sound out west. Wildfires engulfed at least 9,000 acres in Northern California Monday night. The King Fire is roaring through the El Dorado National Forest, about 60 miles from Sacramento. The winds are making fighting fires in canyons very difficult and even dangerous. CAL FIRE reports the King Fire is only about 5% contained and 500 homes remain threatened. About mowing my lawn, and Greg told me today I have an excuse note.
Yeah, make it a lazy day. If you're planning on mowing the lawn, today is not the day for you. You're actually not really going to have a good day for it until Saturday or Sunday, because you don't want to mow the lawn when it's wet.
The weekend,
what
so
a shame.
Anyway, right?
Oh, man, I'm sorry if I bursted your bubbles and you're just waiting to get out there and mow the lawn.
And if you're planning on using US 31 today, INDOT wants to pass along a warning to all drivers. Expect delays as traffic is shifted to the new US 31. This morning, ABC 57 is working for you to keep you aware of this important traffic information. And ABC 57's Eric Cox is live right out in front of the US 31 bypass interchange here in South Bend. And Eric, what time is this all supposed to happen?
No justice!
No justice!
No!
A brief shakeup almost put an end to peaceful protests in Ferguson last night. A small group of supporters for the officer accused of shooting and killing an unarmed teen held signs and chanted for justice for Officer Darren Wilson. That case itself had its first session before a grand jury yesterday. Some in the town have asked for St. Louis County Prosecutor Bob McCullough to be kicked off that case.
All I'm asking the governor is to make a decision. Yes, you're on the case. No, you're not on the case.
And McCullough says that process is expected to last until mid-October. And the spotlight on Ferguson has caused many here in Michiana to take a closer look at community and police relations in our own backyards. ABC 57's Alyssa Marino found one Elkhart neighborhood is finding a way to work together with police.
Reporting live from Notre Dame Stadium, Emily Pritchard, ABC 57 News.